Hey, what's going on, guys? So we're having a little issue with WebEx. It's not working. So we're just going to be live on Facebook for this particular Bitcoin 101. And we are also going to be broadcasting it on a few different channels just so that everybody gets access to this information. So right now I kind of just want to do like we started last time and go around the room and kind of ask everybody where they were at when they first heard about Bitcoin, how much Bitcoin was, how they got started. And it's kind of a nice way to break the ice and kind of see where everybody was at. So just like I said last week, I got started in May. I found out about it around 2000, and I bought my first Bitcoin when it was at 2200. So I kind of explained to you guys last week, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But hey, what's going on, Eric? You guys know that we started this company, me and 3 other partners, based off of this, scheme that we got brought into, and it was one of the greatest things ever. So I'm going to pass it over to Chris. Chris, what was Bitcoin at when you got started, and how long have you been involved in this?
Bitcoin was like $38 or so when I got started, like 30-something dollars. Because I remember buying some dirt cheap, which didn't seem so at the time. Bought some more like in the 40 range, 50 range, and kept buying Bitcoin all the way up to under $100.
Wow.
And thought that was really way too expensive, so I stopped. And then with
trying to get the light out of
Vegas and everything else, I kind of forgot all about it until I saw it at $1,200 and started looking back into it again and sold some at $1,200. And then, 5 weeks later after we were talking, it was up to like double that at $2,500.
Yep.
So luckily I didn't sell it all, I just sold some. But that's kind of how I got started as a fluke, and something with a financial advisor said not to do, watch out for it. So I had to call and talk with her the other day. She's kind of happy the way things went for me.
I would say so. So what about yourself? I know you were here last week, Stephen, but you want to kind of just elaborate a little bit about Bitcoin and where it was at when you started?
I found out about it through the same people that we found out about it through. And when I found out, it was probably about 2300 when I finally got into it. And then, the scheme that we went through ended up, falling out. So I lost, the $40 that I put into it at the time.
Yeah, I got about $40 into it, that scheme as well.
Yeah, and then luckily it wasn't my money.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, and then a week later you called me, and there we are.
Awesome. How about yourself, Paul?
I guess I've been involved with the Bitcoin stuff since about 2014, I would say.
Very cool.
Way back in the beginning when it was, really small. I think I first bought in a pretty large chunk, around $550. And then obviously I've made a bunch of money, and then I got into being a tech nerd hardware-wise with IT. I own a bunch of miners.
That's pretty impressive.
Selling and buying and selling miners. I still own a bunch of stuff. I actually just bought another 20 S9s.
Will you explain for the guys that don't know what that is, what you're doing as far as, like you said, mining?
The mining. So I can briefly it's basically a transactional network. So as you think about a credit card processing, you have a merchant bank. Us miners, they're little machines about 14 inches long by 5 inches by 5 inches that miner ASICs. So all they do is just process transactions extremely fast. So I mean, that's me buying and selling and trading now. I'm actually making on average about the 4 that's in my garage, probably at current price about 90 to 100 a day. Worth of coin.
$90 to $100 a day mining cryptocurrencies, and all you have to do is set it up. There's nothing else that you have to
give
do.
Give it an internet connection, hook it to a pool, hook it to a wallet, you're done.
Very cool. Now, how'd you get started in mining?
Research.
Yeah.
Reading.
Just kind of knowing that was the way to go.
Yep. Going to meetups like this and talking to other people that are doing the same exact thing. So
Very
I mean,
cool.
I've owned GPU rigs and then GPU rigs just kind of got outplayed on the ASICs.
Yeah, that was the future, or that was the beginning of mining, where people were using GPU rigs, which is a graphic processor off of your computer, in order to mine cryptocurrencies. But then these companies came out with dedicated mining rigs that just put that completely outpace. Brian wants to know, how much does one mine cost to set up? So I guess that would be what, one GPU and.
So if Brian's question is how much is one miner currently is about $1,500.
It's about $1,500 for one miner.
The problem is not what they actually cost, it's what it takes to actually run them. A lot of people don't understand that they produce 140-degree heat. It's a lot of airflow, and it also takes, at 120 volts, it's 15 amps per machine.
So
yeah.
Just to reiterate what he's saying, it's not so much the cost of the mining machine, it's the cost of maintaining the actual environment for the mining machine to operate. So you're talking about having to keep these machines cool because they produce a ton of heat. You're talking about the electricity associated with running them. And these are the intangibles that, people say why mining becomes expensive. It's not the actual unit, it's the upkeep of the facility to run the unit.
Yep.
That is a lot of power and a lot of heat.
Yeah, a lot. It's heating my house right now, so.
Well, and that's why a lot of these places are in, really cold parts of the world because they don't have to worry about the heat.
It's going to be a different adventure for me to actually run, because I'm right in the middle of finishing container number 2 to host about 200 machines in 2 containers in town.
Very cool.
But I'm venturing into, instead of using AC and air to cool, I'm actually going in
With water? Yeah.
mineral oil. Yeah.
So I know that's a lot of information, and I know that is not 101 type stuff, but it's important to know all the different aspects of cryptocurrency. It's important to know all the different aspects of Bitcoin, so that if someone comes along and says, "Hey, I'm mining Bitcoin," and you go, "Well, what does that mean?" You should know these things. These are basics that come along with this industry. So earlier in the day, I posted a link to Coinbase. I just kind of want to make sure everybody knows that that's the starting point in order to get set up. But once you get set up into Coinbase, you're actually going to want to transfer that money into another type of wallet. It's called a wallet where you hold your own private keys. And then if you want to get even further into that, it's offline storage of these cryptocurrencies. And we kind of dabbled in this last week, but owning your own private keys means you own your own money. If you don't own your own private keys, you don't own your own money. That means that somebody can go in and steal that money if they know how to attack the server. Or if there's ever a discrepancy with the business can just walk away with your money. So I use a program called Exodus, and I think it's very, very, very user-friendly. What wallet do you like to use?
I use Exodus.
Use
mostly.
Exodus?
Yeah.
Are you using any type of additional wallet besides Coinbase?
Coinbase is the only one right now.
What about you?
I don't even use
Coinbase, BitPay, Exodus.
BitPay's a good one as well.
Yeah.
So with Coinbase, again, they own your private keys. It's a great way to get into the system. They link up really nicely with your bank, but you're not going to want to keep your money in there. And you're not going to be able to buy a bunch of altcoins. You're only going to be able to really play with the top 3 coins that are out there, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So with Exodus, they just released another update, but I think they're at like 12 or 15 different coins that they're supporting right now. I know they just added Bitcoin Cash because I have my Bitcoin Cash on there. I know that they've got Civic because I have my Civic that I was able to actually use their exchange to buy the Civic, which allowed me to not have to get on Bittrex and save some transition fees and processing fees. And then Chris mentioned BitPay. And what BitPay is, which is really, really, really cool, BitPay is a credit card. And BitPay allows you to spend your Bitcoin like any other credit card, debit card. Walk into the grocery store, you want to buy some, can of soup, you want to buy a case of beer, you want to buy whatever you want, it spends the same way. You could buy a TV, you could buy a car. I mean, if a car company would take a credit card, you could pay your car payment with it. So for anybody that's saying that there's no way to spend Bitcoin, this right here, this wallet, is definitely one of the greatest ways that I've seen to be able to get the money out of the system and not pay exorbitant fees on things like that. So Chris, do you have the BitPay card?
I haven't gotten the card, no.
You haven't gotten the card. How do you, Paul, how do you exit the system when you sell your Bitcoin or sell your cryptocurrencies, or have you?
Don't.
You hear that, folks? Don't.
I don't. that I'm mining and everything, well, only I dabble in the trading, but
Mhm.
everything else I'm holding.
And there, you know,
I'm sitting on it.
why would you hold cryptocurrency? Because historically, the value of every single one of them has gone up. Historically, with the exception of if you're looking at these ICOs in the initial ICO release phase, if you watch the historical data, cryptocurrencies gain value. So, you know, if you buy Ethereum, when I first found out about Ethereum, it was at like $50. It's at $331, $332 right
I
now.
bought it pre-sale at
Yeah.
$18 or
Paul bought it at $18 in pre-sale. Those are holds. That's where you make your money. You buy it super cheap. You sit on it for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever you're comfortable with, and those go up. Just know that, you know, at some point you're going to want to exit the system. BitPay is a great way to do so. Any questions out there? I appreciate all you guys jumping in. Just going to run through the list real quick. Joey, I see you. Eric, I see you. Scott, nice to see you on there. Omari, man, I haven't seen you in a minute. Brian, we talked about yours. Jonathan, thank you so much. Jonathan bought into the ICO today, so we really, really appreciate that. Kevin, man, Kalika, guys, just so you know, Kalika's part of the team now. My team's getting bigger. Our team's getting bigger. This is the dream team, and we're taking over Vegas. And we'll get into the coin stuff in a little bit with Concierge Club and whatnot, but we're putting together quite the team. Johnny Reyes, I see you. Melissa, Matthew, Richie, Jess Reagan. It's good to see all you guys. Shane, Rocky. You want to be on the team? Rocky, send me a PM. We can definitely discuss that. I appreciate you. We are going to need to hire developers. We are going to need to be hiring some promoters. We're going to have to hire some more marketing people. So if you are looking to get involved in cryptocurrency and you want to figure out, you know, if this is the company that you think is going to do things, or you want to get involved in what we're doing, you like what we're saying, reach out to me, because I have an amazing developer named Michael Hugh. He's going to need some help, and he's going to need some teammates underneath him. Awesome. Thanks, Rocky. Appreciate that. So if there's not any questions out here, do you guys have any questions in here?
Not that I can think of.
Sweet.
I mean, if anything, I'd like to hear more about the mining thing, but
we can do
just
that.
the ins
We can
and
do
outs.
that off recording.
Oh, yeah, no, and we can get it. I'm all for explaining how mining works. I just don't want to go too far over to this group because it is some...
I don't want to overwhelm them.
Paul's been in it for a while, so...
Somebody asking about that today, if the class was going to go over mining, and I said not this time.
No problem.
Maybe that'd be good for the future.
No, yeah, and we can do a separate class on mining, and that's something that we've been discussing off this, off the live. But
I'll even bring a machine in and show you guys the whole 9 yards of it.
yeah, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. So let's discuss Concierge Club. So I'll bring them on camera.
What's up?
Chris Mason wanted to see your pretty face. So we're going to discuss Concierge Club, which I know we talked about last week. You can't blame me. It's a thing that I'm super excited about. This group, the three partners that I have and myself, we came up with this. People thought we were crazy. They thought we were nuts. We're going to build a coin for Las Vegas. But you know what? The law supports it. The community supports it. And the nightclubs want it. The users want it. We want it. So now here we are, 6-7 months later after starting this concept, rolling out and getting it to the point where we have our service today. Our application works. We're showing everybody around town. We've been doing demos. We're going to be going live with this thing. This thing's actually going to be live on December 31st, which means if you're planning on coming to Las Vegas and you want to be part of the first ever night of cryptocurrency table transactions in nightlife, let us know. Tell your host. Get a hold of Darryll, get a hold of Crypto Cash Hub, get a hold of the Concierge Club guys, and let's get you set up so that you can pioneer this technology. Help us break the system is what we really want you to do, because we want this thing to be better than anything else that's on the market. We know that there's going to be people coming for us. We know that there's going to be competitors out there, and this app and this technology is going to change tourism. Not just nightlife, not just Las Vegas, all of tourism. And we really need your help. If you're going to come to Vegas, buy some coins. If you're coming in January, buy some coins. You can get them for 33% of what they would be at on December 31st. If you're coming to spend them, might as well get them now. Now, understand the pre-ICO and ICO coins were frozen until February 14th, but that doesn't mean that you cannot buy those coins and spend them in Vegas after that. So we're really excited to be able to bring this product to you guys and to be able to share in this exciting time in the cryptocurrency world. There is a lot of steam coming out of Bitcoin right now. There is a lot of people joining in blockchain projects. There's a lot of companies that are saying that they're going to be the next this and they're going to be the next that. Please remember, cryptocurrencies are not regulated. Cryptocurrencies should not be centralized. What that means is if Yahoo comes out and says they want to build a cryptocurrency, run. If Google comes out and says they want to build a cryptocurrency, run. If Russia comes out and says they want to build a cryptocurrency, you have to run, because that's not what it's about. And we saw that this week. We dabbled in what was going to happen with the 2x fork, and now we can come back and talk about what actually did happen. And I know you know, Paul, and I don't know if you guys really know, but the 2x fork did not happen. And the reason why it didn't happen was because there was not any support for it from the miners. And what happened as a result of that was another fork that happened in August ended up catching a lot of traction. And I believe Bitcoin Cash at its peak got up to $2,400.
Yeah.
If you bought it 4 days prior to that at 600, 700, and were actually able to sell it because there was a lot of transactions that were stuck in the system, you made a ton of money. That's what, 6, 12, that's 4 times your profit in 3 days. And there is no stock market, there's no commodity that you can trade that's going to give you those type of returns. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, man. We are going to get it rocking, and we're going to need guys like you to start pushing it through your network. So reach out, please, guys. If you want to get involved in this, even if you just want to, support, buy 20 coins or 15 coins or something like that, let us know. We can modify the packages that are on there if you want to help us out. We're going to cut the ICO off soon. The reason why I say that is because it's better for everybody that bought in pre-ICO. It's better for the actual campaign to survive if we don't sell these coins at a discount. So we probably after Thanksgiving are going to cut that out. So if you're thinking about getting coins now, now's the time to get on that. Jonathan, yes, sir. PM me and we will definitely discuss that. Like I said, I just appreciate you getting involved in it today. And Jonathan said some really nice words. It's good to hear is that he doesn't understand why more people aren't excited about this. And I think it's because people don't really understand the potential for the market in Las Vegas. It's $1 billion nightlife industry. It's a $11.1 billion casino industry. And the people that we have in the top tier of this business have been working in those industries for 20-something years. So, realistically, there isn't a better time. There isn't a better city. There isn't a better technology than this right now to take advantage of it. Do you guys have any questions? Anything so far since all the stuff that I've gone over?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any questions? All right. Well,
I actually do have a question for you, but not on camera.
not a problem. Not a problem. So what I want to start doing is I want to start polling the group ahead of time for things that I can talk about, because Bitcoin 101 isn't always going to be the exact same, refresh. It's not always going to be the exact same information over. What's up, Tim? Hey, Tim, I remember when you posted about some nightclub host trying to tell you about cryptocurrency. I know it wasn't me. I know it wasn't about me. This is what I do. So if you really want to know about cryptocurrency, message me, buddy. I mean, I've known you for 10 years, so let me know. That must be it. I finally visited October. I can see exactly how this is going to be the thing. Absolutely, man. Jonathan, anytime you want to come out here, let me know. We'll definitely set you up. Obviously, not just as a concierge holder, but as an early adopter and somebody that really supported it. We'll definitely roll the red carpet out for you when you come out here. Awesome, man. Awesome, Tim. Appreciate that, man. So, what we're going to do is ask you guys for some questions ahead of time. We're going to try to do this every week. I like this Tuesday slot. I know some people have asked for it to be earlier or on the weekend, so it might not always be on Tuesday. We'll give you more than a day or two lead-in time, and then just accumulate your questions so that we can answer them. And if anybody out there that's watching this is also in the space, and any type of subject matter expert or coder or programmer or anybody like that wants to get involved in the other side of it and come down and help us out, on camera talking about Bitcoin and talking about cryptocurrency, I would also appreciate that. because I don't think everybody wants to see my face every week, and I don't think these guys want to hear my voice every week. So, hey, what's up, Greg? Greg, I'm glad you're on here, man. Cryptocurrency is real. Blockchain technology is real, my friend. So, Johnny Cote, man, nice to see you there too. Some of my Connecticut friends are popping in. I really like that. So just to reiterate, your first wallet's going to be Coinbase. There's a link in the group for you to go there so you can sign right up. If you want to get more serious into anything more than the first 3 coins that are available in Coinbase, get yourself an Exodus wallet. One exceptionally important thing when it comes to Exodus wallets or any wallet where you're recording a seed phrase or private key, super record it, screenshot it, lock it away somewhere. So if you lose those phrases and you lose those private key information, you will lose that money. Yeah, I can. So Matt asked if I could explain more about the transfer between wallets. So, for example, you sign up for Coinbase, you buy your $200 that you can get a Bitcoin, and you have your $195 worth of Bitcoin sitting in your account. You want to send that to your Exodus account. The only thing you need to do is, once you create the Exodus account, you need to go in there and there'll be a button that says receive, and you'll pull your public address off of there, go into Coinbase, paste that public address into the send, and then put the amount that you're going to send. And obviously they're going to charge their little fee, the mining fee, and that's obviously what Paul is talking about the miners. And hit send, and it's going to transfer it. It's probably, with Bitcoin, going to take 6 hours because Bitcoin's exceptionally backed up, and we've got actually the funniest part is, Jonathan, your transfer hasn't actually cleared yet. It's still showing pending on the blockchain ledger. So it will take a little while, but it's not anything that you need to worry about. Once you hit send, it's going to go through. Once somebody gets an opportunity to mine it and scribe it into the public ledger, it's going to be there. I think that probably answered your question involving wallets, but if you have anything else, Matt, just let me know. If this thing ends and you want to side message me, if any of you guys want to side message me, I don't mind it at all. I know every single one of you. You guys are all my friends. Everybody that's on here. What's that? Oh yeah, and Paul said the same thing. If you guys have questions for Paul, hit him up too. That's what we're here for. Like, put it this way. If this existed when we got involved, this company probably wouldn't have existed, because we wouldn't have stubbed our feet every single step of the way, because someone would have told us exactly what to do. So take our lack of knowledge in the beginning as a benefit to you now. So we talked about Coinbase, we talked about Exodus, we talked about Coinsier's Club. So with Coinsier's Club, just so you guys know, we will have our own wallet. It will live inside the application. And then we also have our own decentralized exchange. And what that means is you can spend any altcoin that's accepted through the decentralized exchange at any venue that accepts our application. So there's your exit strategy for all these altcoins that most people are like, how do I get these out of my wallet? What do I do with these? Because I can only really use a Bitcoin ATM. I know Paul said he's never going to sell his cryptocurrencies, but at some point, fiat currency isn't going to be a thing, U.S. paper dollars, and you're going to need this. So we're just setting the systems up for you now.
That's why I'm holding it.
Anything else, guys, before I wrap this up? You guys got anything else for me out there? Well, I just want to say thank you to all that joined. Taylor, I see you in here too. And like I said, every single one of you guys that's watching this, I know you, or you know Chris, or you know Steven, or you know Paul, or you know somebody else that's associated with this. Yeah, shoot, Matt, I'll answer your question. I'm just wrapping this thing up right now. But we're here for you. You have my phone number. It's 949-610-2270. It's on the website. It's on my Facebook. Email, whatever you need. Okay, so yeah, Matt, I'm just waiting for that question, and looks like that's about wrapped in. So while I wait for Matt's question, there is another wallet that's out there. Matt asked, so when you get all these wallets, how do you keep track of everything? In files and in, locked paper vaults, and just keep a ledger, keep track of your passwords in a way that you are the only one that has access to them, but you're not going to, not have access to them when you need them. I mean, I guess that's the best way to say it. If you're dealing with $20 and $30 and $40, your security measures may not need to be as big as if you're dealing with $150,000 or $200,000. So, if you want to use an Excel spreadsheet, it's probably not the best idea, but it works. If you want to write down everything on a piece of paper and put it in your safety deposit box, that's another option. Might be difficult to access when you need it, but you know that it's safe. A Sentry safe, in your house, fireproof, might not be a bad idea either. But realistically, any type of 128 WMP encryption is going to be sufficient unless you're dealing with some sort of like super hacker. And I don't think a super hacker is going to be going after your $20 in your Coinbase account. That's just my opinion, but I wouldn't go after your $20. I'm not a super hacker, but if I happen to know how to do that stuff, which I don't, in case anybody's watching. So like I was saying, there's one other wallet that I use. It's called My Ether Wallet, and the reason for that is a lot of wallets don't store ERC20 derivative coins, but if you have your Ethereum address, you can then store those coins in My Ether Wallet, and then you can basically you have to import the information. You have to import the decimal, you have to import the decimal and the symbol, and there's something else that you have to put in, but I've only done it a couple times. And then you can see your coins in there. So it's pretty easy. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. We're good in here. Anybody else? No more questions out there? Awesome. So thank you guys so much for joining us for this Bitcoin 101. We are going to continue to do this. We may change locations. We may make it a little bit more centric towards the Strip. We're also going to try to hammer out this issue with WebEx. Apologize for anybody that wanted to join on WebEx and wasn't able to. It's kind of good to see systems like this fail now and not, when 400,000 people are trying to watch it. So thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, reach out. I'm here for you. Have a good night.